ॐ नाकादिलोकं सुखदं च दिव्यं सुरम्यमैश्वर्यमहं न याचे हृदासने त्वं कृपया सदा वै वसेति याचे भुवि रामकृष्णः. Good afternoon and pranams to everyone. As you all know, we all have gathered here for the retreat for medical professionals. I shall now request Most Revered Swami Satyeshanandji Maharaj, Assistant General Secretary, Ramakrishna Mutt and Ramakrishna Mission, Belur Mutt, and Revered Swami Nityastanandji Maharaj, Adhyaksha, Ramakrishna Mutt, Baswangudi, to adorn the dayas. We shall start the program by traditional prayers and chanting. Chanting will be rendered by members of Vivekananda Balaka Sangha.
Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. यश्छन्दसां वृषभो विश्वरूपः छन्दोभ्योऽध्यमृतात् सम्बभूव समेन्द्रो मेधया स्पृणोतु अमृतस्य देवधारणो भूयासं शरीरं मे विचर्षणं जिह्वा मे मधुमत्तमा कर्णाभ्यां भूरिविश्रुवम् ब्रह्मणः कोशोऽसि मेधया पिहितः श्रुतं मे गोपाय. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. हरिः ॐ. मेधादेवी जुषमाणा न आगाद्विश्वाची भद्रा सुमनस्यमाना त्वया जुष्टानुदमाना दुरुक्तान् बृहद्वदेम विदथे सुवीराः. त्वया जुष्टऋषिर्भवति देवि त्वया ब्रह्मा गतश्रीरुतत्वया. त्वया जुष्टश्चित्रं विन्दते वसुसानो जुषस्वद्रविणो न मेधे. मेधां म इन्द्रो ददातु मेधान् देवी सरस्वती. मेधां मे अश्विना बुभावा धत्तां पुष्करस्रजा. अप्सरासु च या मेधा गन्धर्वेषु च जन्मनः. दैवीं मेधा सरस्वती सा मां मेधासुरभिर्जुषताग स्वाहा. आमां मेधासुरभिर्विश्वरूपा हिरण्यवर्णा जगती जगम्या. ऊर्जस्वती पयसा पिन्वमाना सा मां मेधा सुप्रतीका जुषन्ताम्. मयि मेधां मयि प्रजां मयि यज्ञस्तेजो दधातु मयि मेधां मयि प्रजां मयीन्द्र इन्द्रियं दधातु मयि मेधां मयि प्रजां मयि सूर्यो भ्राजो दधातु. ॐ हंस हंसाय विद्महे परमहंसाय धीमहि तन्नो हंसः प्रचोदयात्. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. हरिः ॐ तत्सत्. श्रीरामकृष्णार्पणमस्तु.
Thank you, Sumit and Nishant, for the enchanting rendition of prayers. I shall now invite Dr. Sharmila to welcome the guest and gathering.
Thank you, Sandeep. Today we have with us Swami Satyeshanandaji. He is one of the General Secretary of this Ramakrishna Mutt and Mission. And I want to give a small introduction about him. He joined this Ramakrishna Mutt and Mission about in 1987. And he received Mantra Diksha, Brahmacharya Diksha and Sannyasa Diksha in about 1997 from our Bhuteshanandaji Maharaj in about 1997. And he actually had an opportunity to serve him as a medical attendant, Swami Bhuteshanandaji Maharaj, for about 6 years. And he also, since he is a doctor, he also served as physician in Belur Mutt, which is the international headquarters of this Ramakrishna Mutt and Mission. And he is also working in TB Sanatorium, Ranchi, Jharkhand, and Sevashrama Hospital in Kankal, Haridwar, Uttarakhand district. So he was also in charge of this Ramakrishna Mission District TB Tuberculosis Center, Karol Bagh, New Delhi. And he was the correspondent of Ramakrishna Vidyashala, Mysore in our state, and also a secretary Ramakrishna Mission, Chandigarh, for about up to 2019 of this year. And within the Ramakrishna Mission, what all responsibility he has taken is he is elected trustee of Ramakrishna Mutt and is also a member of governing body of the Ramakrishna Mission up to 2018. Then since May 2019, he is at Belur Mutt, this Calcutta, and is the Assistant General Secretary now and Ramakrishna Mutt and Ramakrishna Mission. And about his interest, he has a strong interest in the field of holistic health. So we invite him today as our chief guest. I also invite Sri Swami Nityeshanandaji Maharaj. He is the Adhyaksha of this Ramakrishna Mutt, Basavangudi, Bangalore. Welcome him to this program, today's program. I now call upon on dais our panelist, Dr. N.R. Prashant. He is the HOD, Head of the Department of Psychiatry, Bangalore Medical College, as our guest, to give his speech on the also I call upon on dais Dr. Deepak. No, he is not available at present. He will come later. I call upon the Dr. M.A. Balasubramanya, sir, on dais to receive the bouquet. And is he not here? I also call upon on dais to receive the bouquet Dr. Haripriya M. I welcome all of you to this program, today's program, and make it success, a good success. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. I now request revered Swami Nityastanandaji Maharaj for the presidential address. Swamiji will speak on the topic Swami Vivekananda's concept of service.
संस्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः. Revered Swami Atmavidanji Maharaj, Revered Swami Satyeshananji Maharaj, and other brother monks and dear doctors. I start with a quotation from the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna about the doctors, what he says about the doctors. Many think that the duty of a physician is a very noble one. The physician is undoubtedly a noble man if he treats his patients free, out of compassion and moved by their suffering. Then his work may be called very uplifting. But a physician becomes cruel and callous if he carries on his profession only for money. This is what Sri Ramakrishna observes about the profession of doctors. And there is a very interesting book titled How the Doctors Think by Jerome Groupman. In the introduction of the book, he makes a very pertinent remarks. He says doctors must have three important characteristics. The one is cogent questioning, patient listening, and keen observation. These are the important characteristic themes. Nowadays, at this present scenario, I think it is all appears to be very impracticable, because so many hundreds and hundreds of patients come in queue, in great huge in queue. So in such a situation, how to question them and listen to them patiently with giving so much of time to each and every patient, it is seems to be very impracticable. But still, this kind of keen observation, patient listening to their problems and difficulties, and also cogent questioning them, talking to them, it has got a very healing effect on them. The human relationship is most important. If that human relationship is there with the patients, as Sri Ramakrishna says, then what happens, much of your problems is solved. So naturally it will have healing effect on the patients. So that is why he says that close observation and close relationship with human relationship with the patients is very important. But nowadays, as we see in the hospitals, very difficult to follow all these things. When the patient is admitted to the hospital, doctors are not able to look at them even. They will simply immediately he is sent to ICU. I sometimes humorously remark, ICU means I don't want to see you. So that kind of situation has risen now. So that is why in this situation also it is possible to follow these principles. And another quotation I want to quote here. That is T.R. Harrison says in the book Principles of Internal Medicine. No greater opportunity, responsibility, or obligation can fall to the lot of a human being than to become a physician. In the care of the suffering in the care of the suffering, he needs technical skill, scientific knowledge, and human understanding. He who uses these with courage, with humility, and with wisdom will provide a unique service for his fellow men and build an enduring edifice on character within himself. The physician should ask for his destiny no more than this. He should be content with no less. This is remarks and observations made by a Dr. Harrison. And Jerome Grubman says, statistics cannot substitute for the human being before you. Statistics embody average, not individuals. Each patient is unique. You cannot categorize him. You cannot classify him. So, classifying, categorizing him and giving a prescribing a general medicine, this is not a very healthy practice. Each person is unique, and we have to treat every person as a unique personality. So accordingly, the patient must be treated. That's what he observes. So that is why this is very important. We only depending upon the statistics, we should not diagnose the disease and treat the patients. So that is one of the important factors to be observed. And lastly, as Sri Ramakrishna says, and Swami Vivekananda also follows that is Shiva Jnane Jiva Seva. So you have to do this also. For you it is very easy to do the Shiva Jnana Jiva Seva because you are directly dealing with the jivas, that is suffering jivas. So directly you are doing it. It is very easy to follow this ideal. So how to do this? I have read in one of the book. You have to, it's also a worship. You are worshipping the patients in the form of jivas. So you are worshipping the Shiva in the form of patients. So that is why it is very easy for you to do this one. So first of all in pujas, it is said, pujas there is a prana pratishtha is there. First you have to do the prana pratishtha to the vigraha. So that means you have to invoke the deity, the particular deity in that particular image. So here prana pratishtha means invoking the Shiva in the patient. Invoking the Shiva in the patient, seeing the Shiva in the patient. That is one first step. Then afterwards, there is a Shuddhikarana is there, purification of all the objects involved in the worship, flowers, vessels, etc. A general purification would be there. So similarly, you have to do this sterilization you do. So there is a Shuddhikarana. All the accessories, all the instruments you are using for treating the patients. So this is Shuddhikarana. Then there is Naivedya is there. Naivedya means you give the different kinds of medicine to the patients, So that is Naivedya. You have to offer these medicines as a Naivedya, offering to the Shiva, that is patient before you. So that is very important. That means you must offer how, what is all the best things only offer to God, is it not? Best things we offer to God, not ordinary things, harmful things. Similarly, you have to give the best medicines, diagnosing very efficiently, give the best medicine to the patients. So there is a very nice joke is there, very common joke. You also must be knowing about that. When you fall ill, you have to go to the doctors because he has to survive, eke out his livelihood. So you have to go to the doctors. When he prescribes medicine, you have to go to the chemist because he has to survive. And after purchasing the medicine, you have to throw away the medicine because you have to survive. So that should not happen. You have to prescribe the medicine and very appropriately, whatever that is really beneficial to him and not producing any adverse effect. So that is very important point. And another thing is mantra is there. In puja, different kinds of mantras are there. Here what are the mantras? Lovingly talking to the patient. That is the mantra you have to follow. Then all the instruments, stethoscopes, etc., are the different parikaras, all the accessories in your puja of the patient. So this is how you have to do the Shiva Jnani Jiva Seva as doctors, as physicians. This is a very great opportunity for you to do this kind of puja, because you are directly dealing with the jivas, the suffering jivas. This is a very wonderful thing. So I am very happy that you all come here to attend this function, this retreat, very wonderful retreat, and our Swamiji from Belur Mutt has come over here to address you and guide you and give a very, very appropriate and useful suggestions for you to follow your profession. I hope this retreat, this function will be a very successful, and you all will be benefited by this, and through you, patients also will be benefited. Thank you so much. Namaste.
Revered Swamiji, in his talk so eloquently, have put before us the three important characteristics that a doctor should possess, and has elaborated the ideas in line with the teachings and message of Sri Ramakrishna and Swami Vivekananda, along with few beautiful quotations. I thank Swamiji on behalf of all the gathering present here. Now I request Srimad Swami Satyeshanandji Maharaj, Assistant General Secretary, Ramakrishna Mutt and Ramakrishna Mission, Belur Mutt, for the keynote address. He will speak on the topic Beyond the Call of Duty.
Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityor Ma Mritangamaya Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Matra Rupena Samstita Namastasyai 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 Namo Namaha Om Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Vedantambuja Bhaskaram Namami Yuga Kartaram Artanatham Vireshwaram. My respectful pranams at the feet of Swami Atmavidananji Maharaj. Respectful pranams to Srimad Swami Nityastananji Maharaj, the Adhyaksha of this great Ramakrishna Mutt Basavangudi, one of the most important centers of the Ramakrishna order, a place where spirituality can be felt palpably, vividly, this serene atmosphere. So he is heading this center, and my best wishes to other brother monks, and my love and best wishes to all the doctors, medical professionals who are present here. Swami Nityastananji Maharaj just now gave a beautiful introduction, made things so easy for me. He said, he quoted one how do the doctors think? Maharaj said, three things are essential: cogent questioning, patient hearing, and keen observation and human relationships. Cogent questioning, patient hearing, and keen observation with a human touch. And he also quoted Sri Ramakrishna, one of the greatest spiritual masters this world has seen, the great guru of Swami Vivekananda. He said, Sri Ramakrishna would say, medical profession is indeed a noble one, a very uplifting one, when done in a spirit of service, in a spirit of compassion. and money should not be the motive force, only motive force. We all have to earn our livelihood. What Sri Ramakrishna meant there was, we shouldn't have greed, that selfishness or greed. We need money, we have to earn our livelihood to take care of our families. Sri Ramakrishna said that greed should not be there, that selfishness should not be there. And then he also said that technical skill, scientific temperament, human understanding, with humility and wisdom. He quoted from Harrison's Internal Medicine. And then that most important aspect, Shiva Gnane Jiva Seva, serving the Supreme Being present in all jivas as God Himself. Shiva Gnane Jiva Seva, service of God in man. And he gave a beautiful analogy how this prana pratishtha is done in an image, in a murti, but in patience it is already there. We just have to have that attitude, that humility, that reverential attitude. And then he said Shuddhikarana, Bhuta Shuddhikarana and all those things, sterilization of the equipments, taking care of the wounds, maintaining an aseptic atmosphere. And then he said the doctors are indeed very fortunate. It's a privileged community because they are directly in touch with the suffering humanity. And for them it becomes very easy to experience that sense of satisfaction, fulfillment. People are in great distress, suffering, and then you go treat, heal them, and that sense of the patient's gratitude, that can be a great reward. So, in order to do this Shiva Gnani Jiva Seva, Maharaj said, I see you, I don't want to see you. And Swami Sri Ramakrishna also used to make sometimes fun. He told Vivekananda is a great chikitsaka. There is a beautiful incident in Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna said, Shatamari bhavet vaidyaha sahasramari tu chikitsakaha. Sri Ramakrishna spoke about Swamiji Narendranath because at that age itself, Swamiji had to go through a lot of painful experiences. He had become an experienced human being. Shatamari bhavet vaidyaha. In Indian medicine, Indian system of medicine, Ayurveda, there is a distinction, Vaidya and Chikitsaka. So it is said, Shatamari, one who has gained experience by killing 100 patients. So he is a Vaidya, and Sahasramari to Chikitsaka, one who has already killed 1,000 patients. So he is a Chikitsaka. So there Sri Ramakrishna makes fun. And there is another thing, people make fun of doctors. They say he is compared to the brother of Yamaraja. They say, Vaidya Rajaha Namastubhyam Yamaraja Sahodara. Oh, great physician, I bow down to you. You are the brother of this great Yama. But there is a difference between the two. Yama only takes away the life, but you are indeed greater than Yama because more powerful than Yama. You take away both money and his wealth and his life. That apart, Sri Ramakrishna would say, he had great faith, childlike faith in the physicians. He implicitly obeyed their instructions. Sri Ramakrishna would say, Vaidyo Narayanaha Harihi. Vaidyo Narayanaha Harihi. Vaidya, the physician, is God Himself, Narayana Himself, Vasudeva Himself. That is the great, Sri Ramakrishna held doctors in great esteem. At the same time, there was a doctor, a physician, Sarvadhikari, on account of his negligence. The Shambhu Malik, Sri Ramakrishna's great devotee, died. So Sri Ramakrishna was a little upset. He was saddened. The doctor said, no, I will cure him. He will be all right. But in a couple of days he passed away. The people attributed it to doctor's negligence and overconfidence. So coming to the subject, here they said it is relief and rehabilitation. The second one. So because I take care of Ramakrishna Mission's relief and rehabilitation activities, the subject was assigned to me. What exactly I will do is how the doctors, medical fraternity, the second, that after the panel, that subject is there. So this doctors, all of us face this problems, inherent problems, professional hazards, this emotional exhaustion, burnout, fatigability, stress, strain. Every one of us has to face through this. I had the blessing of working as a physician at our Belur Math and in different hospitals of the Ramakrishna Order. After completing my graduation from Mysore Medical College, one of my classmates, a couple of my classmates are here. So I was posted to Ranchi Sanatorium. It was in 1996, 30 years ago. So it is a tribal area. Swami Atma Vidhananji also worked there. Where we worked, it's in Khuti area, entirely it's a backward area. So when I was first posted there, I had serious problems. A hospital with very poor, inadequate infrastructure, and the patients are severely malnourished. A hospital exclusively dedicated for treating open pulmonary tuberculosis patients with multiple cavities, with sputum positive cases. So when I went there, I lost my enthusiasm spirit. I felt like running away from that place, because patients, you go and treat, you give them anti-tuberculosis medicine, that is Naivedya, but the patient will not be able to tolerate it because of his inadequacy. Patient's weight would be just 20 kgs. His age would be, you find it difficult to believe, but those who have worked in tribal areas, you will understand. Severe malnutrition, protein energy malnutrition, kwashiorkor in children. And her age might be 25 years, and he or she weighs just 20 kgs. Hemoglobin in a male patient would be around 3.5 to 4 grams, and in a female patient less than 2.5. I have seen it with my own eyes, a number of cases. Severe malnutrition, you give rifampicin, you give isoniazid, give pyrazinamide, they develop hepatotoxicity. So how to treat these patients? How to titrate the doses, and they are not able to tolerate, they throw up. And another important problem I faced was illiteracy. You give medicines, the patients, they take, and they get well after, say after 2 or 3 months, they gain weight, their appetite is restored, they feel very happy, and then they default, they completely stop the medicines. It was very frustrating. And again after 6 months would come with massive hemoptysis and cases of complications of tuberculosis, chronic empyema, pus in the pleural cavity, massive pleural effusion, bronchiectasis, both lungs completely fibrosed, destroyed with multiple cavities, throwing out millions of tuberculosis bacteria and leading to drug-resistant tuberculosis and extensive drug-resistant tuberculosis. There you have this empyema, chronic empyema, all those cases which require decortication, intercostal drainage. You don't have an ultrasound guided, you just had to go blindly and do the tapping. So the problems were numerous. And added to that, because I worked in a tuberculosis hospital, I'm just sharing these experiences, the practical experiences with you. So, and adding to that, people consider this as a stigma coupled with HIV. This human immunodeficiency virus, full-blown AIDS, then extensive severe diabetes mellitus, tuberculosis, and low immunity, and this carries a stigma. So people will not enter the tuberculosis wards. Even the administrators, the seniors, find it very difficult to come inside because that fear, I might contract, I might catch this highly infectious pulmonary tuberculosis, open tuberculosis. And even the nursing professionals, they find it difficult, a sense of insecurity, fear, deep-seated fear. Oh, if I go in close proximity with the patient, I might catch it. So there were instances, medical professionals, nursing professionals contracting tuberculosis from these patients, and ignorance added to that, keeping the windows closed, because Ranchi that time it would touch 0 degrees Celsius during winter, extremely cold, keeping the doors and windows, everything closed. So I had to go and tell them again and again and again, please keep the doors and windows open, allow the sunlight to enter your rooms, dormitories, wards, so that these bacteria will be killed by these sun rays, because sun rays, all of you know, has potent ultraviolet rays which are very strong, bactericidal, they have this bactericidal properties. So added to that, I already told you, stopping the medicines after a month or two, defaulting. You felt like tearing your hair. Then I wrote to Swami Ranganathananji Maharaj. Why I am telling how the words of the spiritual masters can be of great inspiration. They can sustain us. They can help us to navigate through these tough, rough terrains. So I wrote to Swami Ranganathananji Maharaj, Maharaj, I am posted here, and Maharaj had written a great concern for people's health, Ranganathananji Maharaj, with a humanity, though he was a great Vedantan with a humanitarian approach. He had delivered lectures on tuberculosis and leprosy when he was in Delhi and elsewhere. So he wrote back to me a few personal lines I would like to share with you, because it will be of immense help to you also. Making me an instrument, he gave this message to all the physicians. He said, you have been posted there to serve our country's TB patients. I'm just telling TB patients, somebody may be taking care of, our Dr. Sridhar takes care of chronic kidney disease patients, Prabhudev Salanki takes care of urology patients, Dr. Muralidhar is there, he takes care of other patients. So he wrote, on a postcard, I have kept this postcard even today. So he said, you have been posted there, you have been sent there by the headquarters to serve our country's TB patients. So that perspective, I don't belong to a particular place. My mission is national, global, he said. He wrote that you have been posted there to serve our country's TB patients. You have a big heart and medical knowledge, and the patients will get a loving treatment. These 3 sentences sustained me, saved me from running away, from calling it quits. So saving me from frustration, from this medical journey. All of you know doctors who have a sensitive mind. It's a roller coaster ride. Sometimes you feel so happy, so exhilarated when you're able to cure a patient, when you're able to heal, you feel so happy, so elevated. And in front of you, you lose a patient, he or she dies, and you feel sad, depressed. A sense of guilt conscience haunts us. Oh, because of my inadequacy, because of my error, inadvertence, this patient, I didn't do my best. Probably I could have saved him. So this sense of guilt haunts everybody. But these 3 sentences, first thing, you have been posted there to serve our country's TB patients. You have a big heart apart from loving knowledge, apart from medical knowledge, and the patients will get a loving treatment. So I kept on repeating these sentences. Whatever may be my personal inadequacies, poor infrastructure, poor surroundings, a response from the patients, whatever may be this is a great mantra. What is a mantra? Mananat trayate iti mantra. If you meditate on these words, it will give you great strength, great inspiration, a source of perennial inspiration. So I would repeat it again and again and again. And the fear of catching this tuberculosis, contracting this tuberculosis, especially multi-drug resistance and extensively drug resistant, going for second line of drugs. Then one doctor senior to me in Mysore Medical College, he said, repeat the name of Sri Rama, Rama Raksha Stotra. is a doctor by profession, and that gave me great confidence. I would repeat and go, because these are not cock and bull stories. As you know, this Mycobacterium tuberculosis or Mycobacterium leprae or Staphylococcus, Streptococci, Klebsiella pneumonia, you can't see with naked eyes. You need a powerful microscope and a trained mind. A microbiologist alone can identify, diagnose these diseases and identify these pathogens. So it requires a trained mind. Exactly the same way, gods and goddesses exist in this universe. Whatever form appeals to us, whatever name appeals to us, water has no form. Water is formless. But water exists in, when you boil it, it evaporates. It exists in a vapor form. When you freeze it, it exists in a frozen form. Icicle, cubicles are formed. So Sri Ramakrishna would give this example. Though God is formless, absolute, one without a second, for the sake of the devotees, he assumes forms. So I took great refuge in Sri Rama Rakshastatra. I would recite again and again, and would go with great confidence in the midst of tuberculosis patients, open tuberculosis, and this cough hygiene, cough etiquette. People have to be taught, whenever you cough, you have to cover your mouth with a piece of cloth. You should not cough into the open. You should not spit here and there. But people would do it recklessly. So, but taking this spiritual strength, this spiritual wisdom, it can be a source of great strength. I just wanted to share with you. Then in other places, so doctors, naturally all of you are working under different circumstances. Each one is an authority in his or own field. The problems are different, but the common problems doctors face everywhere is this burnout. I am invited to inaugurate so many conferences in Calcutta, because Calcutta is a big city, state capital. The zonal conferences, whether it is ophthalmology or orthopedics or neurology or spinal surgery, I go there and the people want to hear. I tell this: you're doing marvelous job. You're doing wonderful job. You are representatives of God. Somebody has a retinal hemorrhage, has a retinal detachment. Ophthalmologists try to restore the eyesight. Somebody is in chronic or acute renal failure. The nephrologist will restore in kidney functioning. Somebody has got acute appendicitis, a strangulated hernia, an intestinal obstruction, a subdural hematoma, or a cerebrovascular accident. So doctors step in. Somebody may be having a massive myocardial infarction. Cardiologists step in, they intervene. Somebody's pulse rate is less than 30, 40, bradycardia, a pacemaker implantation is done. So doctors are doing marvelous job. So I tell you, have been doing wonderful work. Your instruments in the hands of God, God's own chosen men. But we have to take care of our health. Doctors. When I joined the monastery at Bilurmat, my seniors would always tell, "Doctor, heal thyself, heal thyself," they would tell me. So I would think of, what is this heal thyself? I have to heal myself. I have to become a complete person. Physically, mentally, emotionally, I must have this instability. Stability. Doctors must have, because doctors are human beings. People expect from doctors empathy, sympathy, compassion, patience. Everybody expects, but doctors are also human beings. They have their families, they have their personal problems, they have their domestic problems, they have their professional problems in the work areas, dealing with the administrators, dealing with the patients' attendants, legal suits, consumer forum. So many problems are there. Lack of adequate infrastructure, lack of money. If somebody, a doctor may have a genuine desire to serve well, but if he or she does not have the necessary infrastructure, the necessary equipments, instruments, as Maharaj said, necessary medicines, he or she feels constrained, restricted, unable to function fully. So in these circumstances, how to keep up this motivation to work day after day, month after month, year after year, decade after decade? So I tell doctors, so you have to take care of your health, especially surgeons working for long hours, obstetricians and gynecologists trying to bring a new life to this earth, anesthesiologists working for hours together, surgeons and emergency doctors, intensive care unit specialists. So naturally, their health suffers. They have to take care of their health. When you travel in an aircraft, the air hostess, they always say, when there is a dip, when the oxygen concentration is low, you must, before you serve others, put on your own mask. All of you must have heard that. Before you help others to put on their oxygen masks, you must put on your mask first. In the aircrafts they announce. Because when the oxygen concentration is low, if I put on my mask first and I'm able to breathe freely and comfortably without any difficulty, I can help others. I can serve others. I can help them put on this mask and so that they inhale adequate oxygen. So we need to take care of our health. So I would just like to show you a few slides. Next slide. So this is that inner exploration. What are we? Who are we? As doctors, we are fortunate, chosen few elite, brilliant minds. But this is just an outer covering, an outer external journey. But deep within, who are we? What are we? What is our true nature? Are we just a combination of atoms and molecules, hormones, enzymes, and this skin, superficial fascia, deep fascia, muscles, tendons? What are we? Blood vessels. What is our true nature? Some people may say, we are minds, we are thinking beings. Are we just a combination of thoughts, emotions, desires, urges, fears? What are we? Our rishis went deep within. They are the scientists of the inner world. As physicists, as chemists, they have discovered so many laws about the external world, the laws which govern this external universe, laws of thermodynamics, laws of genetics, law of gravitation, you name any laws. Similarly, our rishis went deep within and said, you are not this tiny organic creature. You have a profound dimension behind this body-mind complex. This body can be touched, can be imaged, ultrasonography, MRI, CT scan, everything can be done on this radionuclide image. That is correct. Mind we can't see, we can't touch. But we all know, today my mood was good, today I'm feeling very happy, today I'm feeling so low in spirits. So mind we don't know, we can't image, we can't take a photograph or an X-ray of it. But still we know mind is there, which is subtler than the body. And subtler than this body and mind is this consciousness, this deep sense of I, who are we? This consciousness, or Atman, our rishis called it. Sri Krishna, that beautiful Bhagavad Gita, the dialogue between two master minds. Arjuna was a householder, Sri Krishna was a householder. Bhagavad Gita can be of tremendous help in our workaday world as doctor, as medical professionals. Sri Krishna says, Ishvaraha sarva bhutanam hriddeshe Arjuna tishtati. O Arjun, the Ishvara, the Parameshvara, the Paramatma, the Supreme Consciousness that spins this universe, that infinite power, that cosmic power resides in all human beings in the region of the heart. So you are that, you are that infinite. Tattvamasi, Tattvamasi. So, along with our external journey, you hone skills, you acquire knowledge, you acquire skills, you update yourself with the latest advances, mind-boggling advances. Now, artificial intelligence has come in, molecular engineering, genetic studies, genetic engineering, so many, a lot of advances are taking place. Now, robotic surgery, all those things are happening. But this we should not forget. What are we? Who are we? What is our true nature? This, they said, deep within all of us, this infinite power is there. I am reminded of a beautiful story which has tremendous significance. In modern age, You need not read Bhagavad Gita or Upanishads. If you can read, well and good, it's a great blessing. But in the words of Sri Ramakrishna, Mother Sri Sharada Devi and Swami Vivekananda, you get the essence, the gist, the cream of these profound great scriptures like Vedas, Upanishads and Brahma Sutras and scriptures of all the religions all over the world. There is a beautiful story. Sri Ramakrishna heard it from his great guru Totapuri, and Swami Vivekananda was very fond of narrating this in his inimitable, masterly way. There was a lioness. She was in the family way carrying full term, carrying a cub in her womb. One day she fell upon the flock of a sheep. She pounced upon the flock of a sheep. Because of the impact, she delivered a cub and she died. And this lion cub was brought up by the shepherd in the company of the sheep. So this lion cub started growing up. It became a young big lion, an adult lion, but still it was always in the company of the sheep, eating, grazing grass and bleating like a sheep. One day, the king of the jungle forest, a big king with its regal royal bearings, came and saw, what a shame! A lion like me, a full-grown adult lion like me, in the midst of the sheep, grazing grass, eating grass and bleating like sheep. What is this nonsense? Then it caught hold of the lion, that lion which was in the company of the sheep. This lion said, you are a lion like me. You are very powerful, but you are so timid and weak and meek and running away and fleeing whenever you see some animal approaching you. It does not befit you. No, I am a sheep, leave me. Eat this piece of meat, taste this blood. No, I am a pure vegetarian. I'll get nausea, I'll get vomiting if I taste this meat. Then this lion, this big lion, the king of the forest, took it to a pond and said, look at your reflection in water. So it was startled. It was a shock for it. I and you are the same. We resemble each other. There is so much of similarity. You are not different from me. But still that sheep lion was unable to accept it. Again and again it argued, no, I am a sheep. I am weak. I can't stand this meat. I am afraid of these ferocious wolves and dogs. Whenever they come, they chase us. We flee out of fright. I am not a sheep. But this guru lion did not live, this king lion did not live. It said, roar like me, practice. Then it started roaring. So the great guru, universal guru Vivekananda tells every one of us, you are not an ordinary human being. Infinite power is within you. Infinite courage, wisdom, brilliance, everything that you require for a happy, peaceful, purposeful, fruitful, fulfilled life is already within you. It is inherent. It is already inherent. It has been given to us as a package, inherent package. It is inherent, but it's in a dormant state. You have to make it manifest. You have to express it. So that is the story. That's a great illustration. So our gurus, great gurus, Sri Krishna, Sri Ramakrishna, Vivekananda, they say, you are that infinite. You are a divine being. Each soul is potentially divine. Means divinity means that's peace, Satchidananda, bliss, knowledge, wisdom, freedom from all kinds of fear, anxiety, stress. That's already within every one of us, like fire inherent in a matchstick. But we, because of our conditioning, because of our upbringing, because of our thinking, thought processes, we forget that our true nature. So the whole purpose of inner life is to manifest our true nature. This professional expertise is of great importance. This is the external journey. You have to have a degree, a postgraduate degree, the skills, the knowledge, everything is important. That external journey, you earn well, you eat good food, have good living conditions, lead a healthy, robust, a healthy lifestyle with economic stability. Everything is important, but deep within, this inner stability is also of great importance, more importance, it's of paramount importance. Next slide. So health problems, health professionals also prone to suffer from burnout, emotional exhaustion, all those things I said. So what exactly we mean by spiritual science? This is just as we have this pathology, microbiology, anatomy, physiology, with razor sharp, with that precision, in great details we study. Our rishis have studied the laws which govern the inner universe. Why a person is happy, why a person is born blind, what is the cause of suffering, what is the cause of happiness, what is meant by this life and death, what is the mystery of existence, who am I, what is my true nature. So they explode, and our duty, along with our professional expertise and success and advancements, we should always remember our inner, this profound dimension also. Next slide. So this is the science of, next slide, science of infinite resources that are already within all of us. So as doctors, we all, next slide, next. This is our Swami Jagdatmananji. This would draw this. It's a very important drawing. So every human being, every being has three dimensions. The external body, we doctors have mastered this. Western science has mastered this. Whether it is anatomy, whether it's physiology, cellular biology, subcellular, molecular, genetics, DNA, so much of advancements taken place. That is the physical body. Then we have a Sukshma Sharir. That Sukshma Sharir with our Gnanendriyas, they say, this is not the time for going into the details, Panchavayu, Pancha Gnanendriya, Pancha Karmendriya and all. Deep within that conscious principle, that divine light, which is responsible for all these physiological activities. They say about 90 to 93% of our physiological activities are involuntary. Absolutely, we have no control. We just eat dosa and idli, drink coffee, but the moment it goes down the esophagus, the digestion, the breakdown, the assimilation, everything happens spontaneously, involuntarily. We have no control over it. How the circulation happens, the lungs move, the waste products are excreted through nephrons, and again the secretion by the endocrinal glands, the pineal, the hypothalamus, the thyroid, the pancreas, the adrenals. Amazing endocrine. What is responsible? How do these organs function? Our rishis said there is a force which is responsible for all these physiological forces, physiological activities. This power or force, they call it Ishvara or Shakti, whatever name you give it. So the purpose of life is to know this mystery. What is this? What is this? This sense of wonderment, this curiosity, seeking, because doctors are all seekers of truth. Only aim and goal is to help people, to restore them to their perfect health. So they're working to improve the quality of life of the patients. So this, Swami Vivekananda says, if a man knows that he is an Atman, he'll become a better man. If a student knows that he is an Atman, he'll be a better student. If a lawyer realizes that he is that infinite Atman, his performance will be better. So medical professionals also, when they know their true nature, they'll be able to serve humanity in a much more effective way. So this is, next slide. So this is the most, next slide. This is the most important slide, I feel. So these three dimensions, this physical, this mental, and deep within all of us, then how to overcome stress. I myself have been subjected to stress. This human life is not easy. Human life is not a bed of roses. It is not all milk and honey. Every one of us, every embodied being has to go through pain, suffering, humiliation, anxiety, a sense of insecurity, unpredictability, everyone. But the way we cope with it, we deal with it, that differentiates us. That is the technique. We call it in our scriptures yoga. Yoga karmasu kaushalam. Yoga does not mean only these physical exercises and pranayama and all. They are of great importance, there is no doubt about it. But Krishna gives a profound meaning. Yoga karmasu kaushalam. The dexterity, the skill in doing our day-to-day activities, keeping a work-life balance, and samatvam yoga uchyate. Samatvam, that inner balance, inner stability, inner homeostasis. This God, this nature has given us this physical homeostasis. Because of this thermostat, everything is in order. This acid-base balance, water electrolyte balance, pH, all these things are taken care of. We don't have to worry. Nature has done, Prakriti has done for that. But this inner homeostasis, this psychic homeostasis, that we have to have this. This is psychosocial evolution, this psychic evolution. So, overcoming stress. How to overcome stress? Our elders have given a lot of importance to our physical well-being. We should not, being spiritual aspirants, we should not neglect this body. This body is the vehicle which takes us across this ocean of death and life, transmigratory existence. Kalidasa, Vivekananda was very fond of quoting this. Sharira madhyam khalu dharma sadhanam. Sharira madhyam, this body is the primary vehicle to give us this dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Shariramadhyam khalu dharma sadhanam, to attain fulfillment in life, to realize the supreme nature of our true nature. We need to have a strong, healthy body. In so many ways, Swami Vivekananda has explained this. He would always quote, Na ayamatma balahinena labhya, from Kathopanishad. And this Atman can be attained only when the body and mind are strong. A weakling will not be able to realize it, because the stress, the strain, the reactions one has to endure. Because when we realize our true nature, there will be a total transformation of our consciousness. So, how to overcome stress and tension and fatigue and burnout and frustration, sometimes negativity, cynical attitude? When you see so much of injustice in the world, practicing medicine in an unjust world is not easy. It's a huge challenge. And where resources are available only to a section of the people, majority are deprived health facilities. So doctors may feel cynical, that negative attitude, or this, because of this rat race, aspiring after wealth, competing with others, comparing with others. Oh, he or she has done so well, has amassed wealth. So this competitive spirit can really retard our growth. So to overcome this negativity, our Rishi said, you have to take care of this physical health. All of you know that. But doctors, because of their pressure, work pressure, or overwork, demands from the professional field, they sometimes neglect their health, physical well-being. However busy one may be in his or her field, one has to take care of this body. Because as I said, Sri Krishna said, Ishvara sarvabhutanam hriddeshe Arjuna tishtati. In everybody, because he exists, that supreme being exists. So everybody's body, physical body, is a temple. It's a divine temple. Because the Lord is housed here. This is the abode of the Lord of the universe. So we need to take care of our physical body. We need to respect it. We need to give proper diet. Rest is so important. Avoiding junk food. Doctors sometimes, many times, they go for junk food because they can't eat home cooked food. They are so busy in operation theaters and other emergencies, so they eat whatever they get. But food, rest are great medicines, as all of you know. So taking care of the body through physical exercises, regular physical exercises. Sri Ramakrishna, who would be always in Nirvikalpa Samadhi, he would advise Sri Sharda Devi, every day you must take regular walks, otherwise you will develop rheumatic pains, he would tell. Means you will develop osteoarthritis, you will gain weight, obesity. So taking care of our physical body through regular physical exercises. Doctors, I don't have to dilate on this, whether it is brisk walking or swimming or yoga, pranayama, playing tennis, golf, whatever it is, or jogging, running. Whether he or she is a male doctor or a female medical professional, everybody has to give time. They say, one doctor, Dudley White, was a great cardiologist. He would say, I have two doctors. One is my doctor right leg and another is my doctor left leg. So taking care of the physical body through regular physical exercises can be a great stress buster, can take away our stress, especially in the lap of Mother Nature. Because all of you know what does these exercises do. They release wellness hormones, dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins. So many wellness hormones and chemical transmitters are secreted, whether it is cycling or stationary cycling, whatever it is, we have to do physical exercises. It's a stress buster. It is an anti-stress, stress antidote, all of us we know. Then the important thing is, after the moment we get up, our duty is to talk to the Lord, talk to the creator of this universe. There is a power which has created this universe. Just as our biological mothers have given birth to this physical bodies, this cosmic mother, divine mother of the universe, has given birth to this cosmos. There is a power governing this universe. It is not a cock and bull story. It's not a figment of imagination. It's not a myth. It's not a superstitious belief. Just as I am able to speak with the help of this microphone, this amplifier, electricity is responsible for all these, for this illumination, for fans to work, air conditioning working. Everything is because of that power. So similarly, that divine cosmic power, our rishis called it Jagadamba, Durga, Kali. So when we get up in the morning, whoever may be my Ishta Devata, one's Ishta Devata, whether it is Sri Rama, whether it is Sri Krishna, or Sri Ramakrishna, or Hanuman, or Shiva, or Ganesha, whatever may be our Jesus, or Allah, whatever may be our chosen deity, favorite deity, Ishta Devata, we must have an intimate relationship with that ultimate reality. So this intimacy, this intimate relationship with the ultimate reality which has brought us into this universe, which is responsible for our life, we have a duty to ourselves. We have to ask, we have to tell, we have to speak to that power. And when Sri Ramakrishna would say, when you approach that power as mother, it becomes very easy for you, because everybody loves their mother or father. So it's of the form of father and mother or guru or friend. So we need to talk to that power, talk to our Ishta Devata, Lord, please give me strength. Strength is of tremendous importance. Swami Vivekananda says, strength is life. So he has equated strength with life. If we are weak, the moment we feel weakness, we are dead and gone. We are done and dusted. So strength, seeking strength from God. Lord, you have brought me to this world. You have created me. I am here an account of your living here. You exist here. So you are responsible for all these physiological activities. Now give me strength, wisdom, guidance. This another important cause for stress is ego. This egotism, that I am separate from others, I am an isolated individual, he or she is different from me. This causes unbearable stress and strain and pain. So feeling oneness with everybody. I am one with everybody. I am not separate from this universe. I am one with this entire existence. So repeatedly telling ourselves and seeking God's guidance. And this ego, we may be grown up. Chronologically, we may be in our 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, but deep within, we all require love. Without love, man cannot survive. Without love, a child cannot survive. It is a constitutional necessity. The psychiatrists, the psychologists, the pediatricians know a child deprived of love, he will have a stunted growth. So love is of great importance for everybody, whether he is a child or a grown-up individual. So praying to God for guidance, that intimacy, that God is my own, I am not helpless, I am not alone in this world, somebody is there to take care of me. So praying to God, talking to God is of great importance. In our own way, just like a child seeking its mother's help. Child feels hungry, it says, mother, give me this, give me that. Mother fulfills all the legitimate demands. Similarly, this prayer or meditation. What is meditation? Remembering one's chosen deity, that's all. Remembering constantly one's chosen deity. That gives us great strength. That replenishes our strength. I am using mobile phone. When we use mobile phones, battery gets dissipated, discharged. The energy gets frittered away. Similarly, our mind, the emotional batteries get drained away. So in order to replenish it, this prayer and meditation, doing stotra pata or whatever it is, whether it is Lalita Sahasranama or Vishnu Sahasranama or Rama Raksha, whatever it is, when we do it with love and concentration and devotion and Shraddha, faith, that gives us great strength. And the third thing is talking to the Lord for, Lord, give me joy in my work. You have placed me in this world. You have assigned this role to me. Let me be able to do this work joyfully, wholeheartedly. Let me be able to find joy in my work, because our scriptures, Swami Vivekananda's Karma Yoga, you must read. There was a woman, a householder, a lady, a housewife. She did not read Vedanta, she did not do yoga, she did nothing of that sort, but she just did her duties wholeheartedly, sincerely, cheerfully. She took care of her husband, she took care of her parents, she took care of her children, and she took care of her family members, she took care of the members of the society. She did her work sincerely. She says, by doing my work in a detached way, in a sincere way, wholeheartedly, serving others, I had this spiritual intuition. Another story is there, the story of the butcher, Vyadha Gita. He was a butcher selling meat, doing all transactions with people. So he became a great Atmadnani. So Swami Vivekananda says, by doing one's duties, so by doing your professional work joyfully, wholeheartedly, cheerfully, sincerely, that itself is a great spiritual practice. That itself is a great stress buster. But along with that, every day is this morning prayer, meditation, in solitude. That is a great help, a great technique to overcome stress. As you know, there's a beautiful saying, the more we sweat during peace, the less we bleed in war. The more we sweat during peace, the more intense our sadhana, our spiritual practices, our communion with the God in solitude, the less we face troubles in our work, dealing with the patients, parties, dealing with so many people in this society. So it gives us inherent strength. And the fourth thing is studying ennobling literature. Every day 5 minutes, 3 minutes. Doctors are naturally very busy. So reading these ennobling pieces of literature, strength-giving literature, it will give us clarity of vision, clarity of understanding, clarity of perception. Especially if you read the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, Vachanaveda in Kannada, Kathamrita in Bangla, Vachanaved in Hindi, in so many languages are there. So reading Mother's teachings, Sri Ramakrishna would say, this entire Ramakrishna mission, what you are seeing, this beautiful Basavanagudi ashram, Shivanhalli, Alsur, Mysore, and all over the world we have so many centers. It is all because of one lady, Holy Mother Sri Sharada Devi. But for her, this Ramakrishna mission would have died long ago, would have ceased to exist, because Vivekananda wanted to sell this Belur Mutt, which is the source, which is the fountainhead, brain of this organization, which is the nucleus. He wanted to sell away in order to raise funds for plague relief in 1898. Mother's sagacity prevented Vivekananda from selling this Belur Mutt. So we owe everything to Holy Mother Sri Sharada Devi. Sri Ramakrishna would say, she is Sharada, she is Saraswati, she has come here to impart knowledge. So if you read every day 5 minutes of Mother's words of wisdom, you will get great peace of mind, great sense of security, solace. Things become very clear, and Swami Vivekananda's words are a source of great strength and inspiration. So I just wanted to shoot the first, I will wind up this, just the first one, relief. So beyond the call of the duty, see, this geopolitical equations can change any moment. Any moment a natural catastrophe can strike us, an earthquake. Especially this Karnataka is a blessed land, well protected land, but in other parts of the country and other parts of the world, you have recurrent, frequent cyclones, storms, hurricanes, earthquakes in seismic zones, volcano eruptions, so constantly they are there. So when there is a calamity, when there is a catastrophe, beyond the call of the duty, every day you have fixed hours, you do your regular duties, but along with that, when people are in distress, recently in 2020, we all know how COVID struck us, and how people spontaneously, these COVID warriors, doctors and nursing professionals, civic volunteers, everybody participated. So Ramakrishna Mission also, our sadhus find great joy in working during these relief operations. They do it spontaneously. I will just show you a few slides. The first one. Next. Go fast. First slide. So you can see Sister Nivedita doing plague relief work in 1898. Plague, highly infectious pneumonic plague, bubonic plague and all, risking their lives, they served patients suffering from plague. People were fleeing in panic, they were dying like flies. So Sister Nivedita, Swamiji's Irish disciple, and Swami Vivekananda's brother disciples and other disciples took care of the situation. First slide, what is the first slide? This is the origin, Swami Akhandanandji. He is the guardian angel of Ramakrishna Mission's relief activities, the patron saint in Khetri, in Murshidabad, India. It's an amazing story. You will find great joy. It's a thriller. It's a thrilling story how these people dedicated their lives, and it is so spontaneous, so effortless. So everybody, you're all doing great work. So this will reinforce your faith, will strengthen you in a better way. Next slide. Next. Glimpses from the past. Our senior Swamis doing survey. Next slide. Glimpses in 1978 West Bengal flood, carrying khichdi in truck. Because what is primary relief? When somebody is hungry, your artificial intelligence will not work, will not help. You have to give food. Like Bisibele Vaat in Karnataka, Pongal in Tamil Nadu, khichdi we give in West Bengal. So nutritious, full of proteins and carbohydrates and minerals and vitamins and fiber. So whenever some citizens, responsible citizens, it is our bounden duty to step in and support the governmental agencies. Next slide. This is especially during COVID medical relief. Our Swamijis, along with the nursing professionals, doing work. Next. So, preparing this vaccination, preparing and giving sanitizers, etc. Next. The oxygen concentrators, the nebulizing machines, N95 masks, etc. Next, keeping that distance. Next. Next. You can make it fast. Fast. Yes. One second. Nursing profession, nurses are the backbone. Without nursing help, we cannot, but these hospitals and medical institutions cannot run. We know very well. So how important. So their role is recognized. As our Swami Nityastananji, it's an amazing thing having retreats for doctors, for engineers, for teachers, for auto rickshaw drivers, for slum dwellers, for Safai Karmacharis. That is a great need. Number is not important. If one person gets inspired and he or she will share it with others. If one mother can imbibe these ideas, she will become a heroic mother. She will give birth to children of heroic qualities. So that's what Swamiji wanted. Next. No, giving. Next. Yeah, taking care of the patients during this highly infectious COVID pandemic, risking their lives, our sadhus inquiring about. Next. We have so many nursing institutions, nursing colleges, BSc, MSc, this midwifery, GNM, etc. So our nurses are given this basic, as Maharaj said, Shivagnane Jivaseva, inculcating these ethical, moral virtues with service attitude. Next slide. And focus, one of the important areas of focus is child eye care, because they are the future citizens, they are the assets of the country, they are the future wealth of the country. So these are just glimpses I am showing you. Next slide. Patients suffering from preventable blindness, especially in old age, cataracts. So cataract surgeries. Next. At the same time, we have well-equipped, sophisticated, latest state-of-the-art machineries. But the focus is on community health, rural health. Next slide. This is an MRI machine. Next. Community health, rural health. Next. This Thiruvananthapuram, we have a beautiful hospital founded by Swami Tapasyananji Maharaj of hallowed memory. So there you can see all the nursing students participating in morning and evening prayer meditation. So that gives what Vivekananda said was, what we want is Western psychology, Western technology, industries, everything. But at the same time, our Indian Sanatana Dharma, that dhyana, meditation, shraddha, brahmacharya, purity and selfishness. So what we want is Western science coupled with Vedanta, with brahmacharya, with shraddha as the guiding mottos. Next slide. So I just wanted to share this with you. I'll end my speech reminding every one of you, Swamiji's words, every one of you has a glorious future. Every one of you is already doing marvelous work, wonderful work. You have been chosen by the Almighty. You are chosen instruments in the hands of the Lord. And if you read, if you study, if you meditate on the glorious lives of Sri Ramakrishna, Mother and Swami Vivekananda, who are so relevant, modern day, latest, recent, most recent incarnations, your lives will be blessed, and every one of you will be a channel, an instrument in the hands of God. You will be a blessing not only to yourself, to the entire society. Because Swamiji said, India is our, Bharat is our Matrabhumi, Punya Bhumi. Every speck of the dust of this motherland of ours is sacred and holy. And as responsible citizens, it is our duty to take India to great heights. Each and every Indian should be fit, should be healthy, should be peace, should be cheerful. And that is the goal of medical professionals. I am grateful to Swami Nityasthananji Maharaj and Vireshananji Maharaj for giving me this opportunity to share these thoughts with you. Thank you.
Revered Swamiji in his presentation has elaborated the concept of Shivagnani Jivaseva given by Swami Vivekananda, and has explained the practical methods of implementing this idea of serving God in man from his deep experience and expertise. I thank most revered Swamiji on behalf of all the dignitaries and the attendees present here. Now we will move on to the next program, panel discussion. Before panel discussion, there is an announcement for all of us about a newly released Letters of Swami Vivekananda. Few key features of the present new revision edition is the letters are presented in their original form, meticulously compared and verified word by word directly with the originals or the sources stated in the footnotes. The letters have been arranged chronologically, which will help the readers trace Swamiji's movement, activities, and the evolution of his ideas over time. This arrangement also provides insights to the early history of Sri Ramakrishna Vivekananda movement. Comprehensive footnotes, charts, and appendix have been included to provide the historical context of the letters. There are also photographs relevant to the contents of the letters. The letters of Swami Vivekananda, new edition, will be available in the bookstall. Now we'll move on to panel discussion. Panel discussion will be on the topic compassion and corporatization in healthcare. I request panelists to come up on the dais. Dr. N.R. Prashant, Professor and Head of the Department of Psychiatry, BMCRI, Bengaluru. Dr. Deepak V. Haldipur, ENT Specialist, Trustwell Hospital, Bengaluru. Dr. Flight Lieutenant M.A. Balasubramanya, Advisor, Swami Vivekananda Youth Movement. Dr. Haripriya M., Program Director, Jeevaraksha Trust. The panel will be moderated by Dr. Prakash, CEO, Jeevaraksha Trust.
Namaste. Today the topic for the panel discussion is compassion and corporatization in healthcare. Can they coexist? ಅಂದರೆ ಸಹಾನುಭೂತಿ ಮತ್ತು ಸಾಂಸ್ಥಿಕೀಕರಣ ಆರೋಗ್ಯ ಸೇವೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ಒಟ್ಟೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಇರಲು ಸಾಧ್ಯವೇ ಎನ್ನುವ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಈ ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಸೆಕ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಸೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಬಂದಿರೋ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಪೂಜ್ಯ ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿ ಸತೀಶಾನಂದಜಿ ಅವರು ಸ್ಪಿರಿಚುವಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಚಾರಿಟಬಲ್ ಸೈಡ್ನಿಂದ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಪ್ರಶಾಂತ್ ಅವರು ಅಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ಗೆ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಪ್ರಶಾಂತ್ ಅವರು ಸರ್ಕಾರಿ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ಒಂದು ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಕೇರ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ನ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ದೀಪಕ್ ಹಳ್ದಿಪುರ್ ಅವರು ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಟ್ ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಕೇರ್ ಸೆಕ್ಟರ್ನ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಬಾಲಸುಬ್ರಹ್ಮಣ್ಯಂ ಅವರು NGO ಸೆಕ್ಟರ್ನ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಹರಿಪ್ರಿಯ ವಿಲ್ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಎ ಯಂಗ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್, ಯಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನಲ್. ಸೊ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಪೂಜ್ಯ ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿ. Many spiritual and charitable institutions and government hospitals offer free health care driven by different levels of compassion and duty. Can compassion and spiritual values alone ensure quality of care? ಇದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತಮ್ಮ ಅನಿಸಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಈಗ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಪ್ರಶಾಂತ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಎ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಟಿವ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಕೇರ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ವಿಚ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಫನ್ ಸೀನ್ ಆಸ್ ಎ ಸೇಫ್ಟಿ ನೆಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿ ಅಂಡರ್ ಪ್ರಿವಿಲೇಜ್ಡ್, how do you see the balance between the maintaining compassionate, patient-centered care and the increasing pressure to adopt corporatized efficiency models within public sector hospitals?
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Personally, I feel this compassion and corporate working style cannot go hand in hand. They are antagonistic to each other. Many of us, including me, we choose to go to government service believing that government provides the infrastructure and we really need not bother about the costing and provision of care for the patients, and with compassion we can work. there is another C which enters government work. Compassion is there, corporate is there, corruption is also there. So this third C significantly interferes with our interest to provide compassionate care to patients. At the level of recruitment of different staff, corruption works. Ultimately, it ensures that we don't have the adequate trained human resources to provide a very good quality service. Doctors, even if they become administrators in government sector, they are helpless because ultimately the bureaucrats and politicians will be controlling the health services. So we are third in the category, and then we will have to just implement whatever the higher ups say. And at the level of procurement, whether it is of medication or instruments, irrespective of our technical knowledge, our need to provide a good quality compassionate care, we have to depend on whatever is procured from the higher ups, and we have to deliver this. And so these are the practical difficulties. Now the government also, as all of us are aware, is trying to implement the corporate working style. Very recently, Victoria Hospital, where I work, he is getting into MOUs with multiple insurance companies. So patients get admitted, and the insurance company will be paying some part of the cost of the care. The government hospitals also have actually categorized the patients. Below people with BPL card, total free care. And people will not BPL card will have different categories of payment they have to pay. Many a times in my own department, I have observed situations where people who are really poor, who do not have BPL card, there is terrible difficulty to provide care for them. So with all these insurance companies also walking into government hospitals, lot of the care will be diverted towards how can we provide the care with this funding from insurance companies. The compassion gets lost, is my personal opinion. And then in government service, when as the questionnaire was saying that it is the the heaven or the resting place for the underprivileged ones. Today, the underprivileged ones' attitude also has changed. Unlike before, where they would really trust or have faith in the doctors and seek treatment and get the best treatment available and go back happily, they are demanding a lot of services, probably a corporate style of service in a government hospital. And we get into a lot of arguments, and many a times we all aware or we are recipients of the patient's violence towards us. So, and the government, as I already mentioned, is also taking up the corporate style of functioning, administration. The treatments are going to be charged. Every day hospitalization is going to be charged. So I don't have a freedom to provide the compassionate care whichever I had envisioned or wished to provide to my patients. That's a state. Now, I feel as devotees of Ramakrishna Math or any spirituality for that matter, we should not feel defeated, accept defeat. Now, can we really elicit some amount of compassion in the corporate working style which is coming even to the government? I feel compassion is an ideal, maybe an essential ingredient in all of us, but then it is difficult to achieve that. Corporate work is the practicality, in the sense the reality. So how to bridge this ideal and reality is something we need to really think about and generate. Even among the doctors, people who join government service, the attitude is not like before. Lot of the government doctor level jobs are empty. Even if they get recruited, hardly people will stay for a few days, or a few months, few years. And after that moment, they find that there is an opportunity for them to really provide the technologically advanced treatment which is not available in government, they will promptly shift. So these are the challenges in government work. As I said, we have to generate such a models where a really compassionate care can be provided in a government hospital. I don't have answer, but it is something that we need to generate.
Thank you, Dr. Prashant, for your views. Now, I will ask my friend Dr. Deepak Ardipur. As someone representing the corporate healthcare sector, often associated with efficiency, innovation, and scalability, how do you perceive the role of compassion in such a system? Is it possible to genuinely integrate compassion without compromising business sustainability?
There is no life without compromise. Whether you are a Swamiji in a spiritual mutt, whether you are in a corporate hospital, whether you are on the road, every human being is making a compromise. First of all, why are doctors such crybabies? And why do they put themselves on the pedestal? You mean to say spirituality is only to be practiced in mutts? Can't it be practiced in your house, in your workplace? Why these labeling classifications? You have either compassionate human beings or people without compassion. Whether you're in a government hospital, charitable hospital, corporate hospital, I have practiced everywhere, I have worked everywhere. This trying to say that I am doing spiritual work, arey boss, the moment you are a human being, you are a spiritual person. No question. See, for example, here, I came here at 3 o'clock expecting my panel discussion to start at 3:30. What time have we started? That is, you thought of only your agenda, but what about others? No, I was told that it is till 4:15 and then I can leave at 4:30. No, that is the agenda in your program. What about the other panelists who have come? We also do God's work, we are also compassionate. Compassion is not just a property of one individual or one institution. It is a human quality. Compassion is realizing that every other human being is as important as I am, or as less important as I am. I have seen government hospitals, I have seen private hospitals, I have seen charitable institutions. You have either good doctors or bad doctors, period. You cannot say all people in a particular institution are good, all people in an institution are bad. ಸನ್ನಿವೇಶಗಳನ್ನು ಬಯ್ಯುವುದು ಮನುಷ್ಯನ ಮಧ್ಯಮ ಗುಣ. ಇವೆಲ್ಲವನ್ನೂ ಮೀರಿ to develop that empathy is the fundamental duty of a doctor. And what is the stress for doctors? What is these doctors getting attacked? What are the questions asked here? Have you thought about the soldiers? Have you thought about the coal mine workers who get caught in those areas? You think we are the only one who is doing service? I think we are getting lost thinking we are doing very great work. No, we are as good or as bad as any other person. We need to realize compassion is something which basic quality any human being should have. Whether you are MBBS, MS, SLC fail, whether you are in a spiritual institution, you are in a charitable institution, it's all the same. Ultimately, all institutions need funding. I honestly work in a corporate hospital. I pay my tax to the last rupee. I don't want to reveal the money. And my tax money also goes to running this. So labeling that government hospital means you are doing yeoman service, corporate hospital means you are like a smuggler, I won't buy that argument. I have practiced in a simple clinic. People know me. I have practiced in medium level nursing homes. I have been as charitable, as compassionate as any other spiritual person on this planet. I feel the topic itself was wrongly selected. It's like saying, if you have an Indra canteen and a Darshini, the Darshini fellow is not compassionate, the Indra canteen fellow is compassionate. Nothing comes free in this world. It comes from somewhere. usually from taxpayers' money or a donation coming from some fellow who has worked hard. All that I can say, corporate sector is not at fault. For the doctors, 3 words are the dangerous words wherever you sit. The first one is EMI, the second one is economic times. Please stay away from that paper. The first one is, in the first 10 years of a career, stay away from EMIs. And third, the word retainer. Work fee for service. You can be compassionate. Mine is a corporate hospital, and I don't charge the patient upfront. The fees is written later. I don't make a bill. How can I charge an auto driver and the auto owner and a rich merchant the same? I should subsidize. I do. You can ask anybody. This thing of doctors thinking very high of themselves first should go. What are we in front of the soldiers? Forget soldiers. What are we giving to the farmer? We are talking of basic community. And what is this stress? Stress is the biggest nonsensical word I have heard in my entire life. These things come up when you don't look at lesser mortals, people going through problems. Luckily, we were not there on that day in Pahalgam. We are alive and talking. Life is as simple as that. So I think all these lofty words, lofty things, posts saying I am passionate, I am compassionate, I am spiritual should go. In true seva, it is only seva. Any seva which makes you feel egoistic, even in your subconscious makes you feel you are doing better work than another human being, is not seva. You are just again laundering your image to yourself, because the educated mind is very, very sharp at justifying its own behavior. One sect goes in December wearing black dresses, they feel on top of world. No. We are all human beings. Corporate care has got nothing to do with compassion. Government service has got nothing to do with compassion. Charity institutes have nothing to do with compassion. Compassion lies with the individual, not with the institution. See, I still remember, I don't know where it happened, in one of the Ramakrishna mutts, during the inauguration, I think the President of India came 5 minutes late. And the Swamiji went ahead and inaugurated it. That is the spirit of this institution. If I am called at 3 o'clock, I should be here at 3:30. No matter from where I come, where it is being held, and is held under whom. I was clearly told by Dr. Balasubramanya, you should be there by 3:30, you can leave by 4:30. And why do I respect him? Because the institution in Kenchanhalli, in Hosalli and Sante Sargur, they have done good work. Even that compulsions, you ask him, they have to wait for central government funding, and that has to come in one heading. It may be used in another heading. You ask him to correct me if I am wrong. And where does this money come from? Citizens like me earning and paying taxes. Government cannot generate money, print and give it for free. First, this ego should go. All our egos should be smashed to smithereens. We got to get back to Ramakrishna's values, Vivekananda's values. A 3:30 meeting should start at 3:30. If it is not, last minute change is made, we should be compassionate enough to think about who are invited, what are their commitments, and this is very, very important. Sorry, I have this bad habit of calling a spade a spade. That is basically because I have tremendous respect for Ramakrishna mission. What did Kuvempu say? ಇಡೀ ಹಿಂದೂ ಮಠಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾತಿಯ ಆಧಾರವನ್ನು ಹಿಡಿಯದೆ ಕೇವಲ ಪ್ರತಿಭೆಯನ್ನೇ ಮಾನದಂಡವಾಗಿ ಇಟ್ಟುಕೊಂಡು ಜನಗಳನ್ನು ಆಯ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡಿ ನಡೆಸುತ್ತಿರುವ ಮಿಷನ್ ರಾಮಕೃಷ್ಣ ಮಿಷನ್ ಒಂದೇ. So let us not lose our values, Swamiji. Whatever combination you did, you should have told us. And I have a right to get upset. I am upset and I have to leave at 4:30. I'm sorry about that. Let the discussion continue. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Deepak Aladipur, for your observations. Now we have Dr. Balasubramaniam, representing the NGO sector. As a medical professional and as an administrative advisor of an NGO working at the grassroots level in tribal areas, often filling critical gaps in healthcare access, how do you view the growing corporatization of healthcare?
Well, in fact, probably we have started understanding corporatization in a very, very different context. Corporate is not money. This is first thing that we have to appreciate. Corporate is a conglomerate of individuals who actually provide framework for others to get engaged. In fact, the first thing that happened with corporatization for health, in my understanding, is we lost our autonomy for the sake of salaried jobs and lifestyles. That was the first difference that we made ourselves. Previously, a doctor would always be looking at putting up his own mission. He had complete personal autonomy. He would go and do his best of his or her abilities for the people whom they care, based on the acquired knowledge that we had from the college institutions. So corporate is not bad because it has given certain things to us. The first thing that it has given, as we understand, is standardization of practices. Second, it has also upped the practice levels in terms of protocols. They get the recent and the best technology today and tomorrow as of today. So they bring better practices, they also bring in better knowledge. But there is also the other element. It has also given us, most of the doctors, a salaried job, because that's what we wanted now. Because no longer we are an autonomous entrepreneur trying to serve communities on their own way, as Sri Ramakrishna actually envisaged that in his talks at that time. So we go for a salaried job. But what has it costed us also is equally important. I would say three things it has costed. The first thing is the connect with the patient. Previously, the patient used to walk in directly to the doctor used to pat their back, make them sit. They used to know every story of their life. They used to prescribe, they used to dispense medicines, everything was theirs. So the time that they spent with the doctor was the highest. But today, as Deepak was actually elaborating, there is a billing counter, there is a reception counter, there is a, I would say, blood drawing counter, then there is a report giving counter, and you also have a doctor to see you. Am I right in saying that? So this arena that we have this one has given us a loss of connect. Second thing is, equally important is the, at least in many corporates, continuity is also an issue. Okay. Today when I come, if I am in a group practice, I am an anesthetist, I will be giving anesthesia. Next time when the patient comes for follow-up, another doctor, my colleague, would be seeing the patient. So there is a loss of continuity. The third loss which all of us have to acknowledge is, I think corporatization has cost each of us professional pride. Professional pride. Listen. Professional pride is also gone. Professional contentment is also gone. So this is where corporatization has actually affected us negatively. While it has given us enough time so that we can ask someone else to do the job for us, previously when you had complete autonomy, you were also completely committed to it. You had nothing else. You were only resigned to the fate that I'm here to serve people and I'm there for everybody at all times. But now I can apply leave, I can go to Switzerland, okay, or I can come back and we'll talk. Now we started talking about lifestyle, work-life balance, as though work and life are two different entities in life. Okay, so, or when we are working, we are not living, is a question that we also think. So that concepts of lifestyle, work-life balance, all those things that we wanted is also provided for it. These are the ills that we are trying to look at. But do we have an escape for it? I think change is an essence of life. So we do change, we are changing, and we need to accept and be ready for the next change. So when we working in the tribal areas built a hospital of 3 crore rupees with 33,000 square feet in modern style, and this one, people automatically said, are you building a palace or are you building a hospital? Because charitable hospitals are not supposed to be such high grade. So the question that automatically comes is, are we trying to discriminate between a poor and a vulnerable and a rich and the affluent? Can all of them have the access to similar level of comfort? I'm not saying care. Comfort is different from care. So what technology and science gives is only comfort. It doesn't give you care or compassion. Care and compassion has to come from inside. It has got nothing to do with the science and technology version that we are trying to talk about. And I think Swami Satyeshananji beautifully pointed out that there is something different, because that element anyway we have to do, we will do. And anyway technology is improving, so we'll give more and more comfort to people. But comfort alone is not going to satisfy people, and there is a connect that is deeper which comes out of only your compassion, this one. So how do we bridge it? I would say in our organization as a non-profit, we will try to look at these dimensions a little more elaborately than what we thought we could do. First and the foremost thing is, how do we ensure that the doctor's health is also good? At the same time, patients are also better cared for. The first thing that we thought, I think, reflecting back of what has worked for us, because today also we have more than 24 doctors working within the institution in a remote place. First is complete transparency in the goal of the institution. Everybody knows what is the goal. Why are we here? The purpose of the institution is known to everybody. Though all corporate hospitals, even in Bangalore, will have a mission statement, how many of them know it is this one? I see Dr. Kishore Murthy here, so he is a person who is a wizard in all these conditions and frameworks that actually make a better quality of care. The second thing that actually we look at is, there is a little bit of autonomy still restored or provided to the doctor, because without that, things will not work. So while you know the goal, while processes majorly are standardized, there are certain flexibilities given to the doctor for period. Suppose you are, Swamiji was talking about eye care. If the eye specialist says, my admission will start on Monday and not on Tuesday for a camp, we agree for it. We will not start debating on that issue. Or you say there is a small rotation of people in the way they come, saying that how the admissions or I would say appointments are given, we allow it. Some change of person at the support staff level, that this person has to come this time and not this time, we allow for it. The process modifications to suit their convenience is the second component that we give. The third thing that actually has helped us to bridge the gap to a little bit in terms of keeping advanced care at the same time, not compromising on the health of the doctor or the care component, is training. I think this is something that we all have to agree with. Our training the day when we enter medicine at 17 years, starts with the cadaver, goes to the frog, and gets into our fingerprints on our own fingers. And we think that is the world. We are the worst program managers, we are the worst team players, we are the worst decision makers, we are the least courageous, because we have got a cocoon-like protection all along with this one. Including financial management, we are poor. Okay. So, we need to get a multi-dimensional training for our doctors. So, that is what is important, not just CME program only focusing on our subject, not even other subjects. But we need to get on to say that we need to become more rounded individuals. So that is why everybody has to do some sort of administrative work, some element of research work, some element of training work. They have to go and take care of the visitors or probably manage a program, etc. So there are a lot other skill sets that ultimately we all end up learning. So this is the training component that we are talking about. And the last and the most equally important is we can't ignore the technology. Technology is here. In fact, morning I had a discussion with one of the technologists saying that, Doctor, ಈ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದಂತಂದರೆ ಪೇಷಂಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಏನು ಅಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕೋ ಅದು ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂದರು. ಐ ಸೆಡ್ ಇಫ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಸೇಟ್ ದೆನ್ ಥ್ರೋ ದಿಸ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಔಟ್. ಓಕೆ, because technology is not for shortening our time of interaction or shortening our decision making time. Technology is meant to help us access the remote, enhance the quality of care, and probably with better technology and better data we build greater level of trust between the patient and the doctor. If technology is going to be a trust builder, it should nurture trust. Second, it should enhance quality. If this is not doing, technology is just throw the technology out. Okay, we are not here to technology just for advancements. So this is what we are trying to look at, and if we are able to move in this direction, I think there is an actually reasonable way that we can actually work together, balancing lifestyle work, this one on one side, on the other side it's sleep. Lastly, I would say what we are urging here is not compassion. Because in a letter, because Swamiji he spoke about the letter, when Sandeep announced about the letters, I am reminded of Swamiji's letter. Swami Vivekananda writes a letter to Sharat Chandra Chakravarti. In that letter, he talks about compassion. He says, compassion is for a jiva. That means for another being. Another being, compassion is normal. That is not great. Because you are treating the other person as a jiva. But what is required is prema. Prema is actually your own self being projected there. And that prema is love, is what we are trying to look at. Only when we show love and we get love, we get excited, we enrich. So external productivity will couple with inner joy comes in. So what we are in search of for coexistence is not compassion, which Deepak says everybody has and everybody will have, because everybody is seeing a jiva. Okay, we want prema. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Balasubramania, well said. And now we have Dr. Aripriya as an young doctor, young professional. Her views on, with medical education becoming expensive and new technologies like robotic surgery changing healthcare, how do you stay focused on compassionate in care?
A warm good afternoon to all of you here. So actually representing the young doctors and young professionals these days, what I actually feel here is there's a constant battle between improving technologies, increased education cost, and then you have to meet the targets of, the targets is not just set by the hospitals or the corporate sectors, but also we tend to set targets to ourselves. So what targets is set to ourselves has also equal priority among the young doctors and as well as the corporate sector, or whatever we say as work targets. So I work in Jeevaraksha, and we have interns being posted to our organization on a regular basis, and generally I tend to interact with a lot of interns and young doctors who are starting their professions these days. The first question which I generally ask them is, what is your plan for the coming years in your life? So what answers I generally get is, I want to become a neurosurgeon, I want to become a cardiothoracic surgeon, I want to work in a hospital which has, which already has name in its, it already has a name as its cap. But then again the conversation continues, and then we start discussing about, okay, that is your plan, and may I know what the reason was for you to become a doctor in the first go? So the question, it makes them silent most of the times, and after some time they come up with the answer saying, I wanted to do good to the community, I wanted to be a good doctor, I wanted to do something for the needy and then the ones who are downtrodden, and all that comes as the conversation goes further and further. But the first answer as a reflective mode or a immediate response which I get from them is that they want to do and have that big name, fame, visibility, money, power, all that is what they are aspiring at this young age. But just going 5 years back, they tend to think again, retrospecting as to why I wanted to become a doctor. And probably it is not their fault completely, but I don't want to blame, but the system which we are all in at present, the education system, the pressure on the young doctors to earn more, support families, and then you have to grow big in your life is what is probably affecting our youngsters these days. But I also want to add on to this particular thing, saying that whatever targets we have, whatever baseline checklists we have in our lives as this is what makes me an achieved individual. If I have to take an example of one day in a hospital and working from, we start our duties probably at 8 in the morning and then end by 6:30 in the corporate world. And probably at the end of the day, we might have reached all our targets. Yes, I've achieved the number of surgeries I had to complete today, or the number of patients I have to, treat today. And we would be stepping out of the hospital after reaching our targets, which actually has given us some amount of, happiness. But let's imagine a patient and the attender comes in front of you and says, Doctor, ಈ ಮಗುನ್ ನೀವೇ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು in the past 2 years and now she's walking, and very happily that child comes and hugs the doctor. After going home, we all have to remember what actually makes us sleep in the night. While sleeping, I don't think any of us are going to think about our fulfilled targets, but we are going to think about that child which came and hugged us. And any doctor who has experienced this particular part of patient care or the satisfaction due to the child's hug would inevitably be compassionate in their work or life or being as a humans. I think over the past few discussions we had, we all spoke about the corporate world and compassion being an individual-centric thing. I just want to give one small example of how a institution also can be compassionate, because till now we all were speaking about compassion is all about individuals. It is an individual character which comes out, and it is part of being a human. But corporate world also can be compassionate. Just a small example of one recent incident which happened with one of our staff nurses in Victoria Hospital. He was, I don't want to take his name, but he was diagnosed with carcinoma, and he had to get surgery and a lot of procedures which were not anticipated. Only thing what we anticipated was he's going to undergo the surgery, he'll recover and come back. But unfortunately, he had a lot of complications. So the expected bill which we all thought was around 3 to 4 lakhs, which the patient's family were ready to, arrange. But by his complications and the number of days of hospital ICU stay, his bill kept raising up. Over time, we all talk about compassion as individuals. So we all started, pulling in money from our friends, families, everybody, and we started collecting money. But then one small, idea of why don't you speak to the management of the hospital is what came up. And we spoke to the management, and you will not believe the bill came down drastically. And we all know the hospitals will have some funding, will have some, heart which helps the patients. But we don't generally explore that part of the sector is what I feel. And another point which I have to add is, I think in all our journey as being doctors, we have heard the word Kaiguna, Baiguna and all that. No? So any doctor, whether they are in a corporate world, whether they are in a government world or NGO, or a person who is complete entrepreneur and having his own clinic, it is all about how we treat our fellow human beings. It might be patients, it might be our medical representatives, or it might be our senior doctors, anybody, but it is all about how we are as an individual, and it is all about how much time, love, and the, being there as a person for another human being is what matters, and that is all is compassion. So what I feel personally is that whether it is a corporate world, whether it is not corporate world, as a person, we all can be compassionate, and we all are already compassionate. It's just that we don't, exhibit in all particular times, and it can coexist. It's just that we have to we have to go a step back and realize why we all became doctors in the first place. And just concluding my, talk here, I see technologies changing over time. I feel the finances and the way we look at money keeps changing, but the way we can treat another human being will never change. It is all we as an individual and the human within us which keeps compassion, love, care alive. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Haripriya, for your observation. Now I would request Swamiji to give his inputs.
I'm sorry at the outset because I was given 30 minutes in that first phase and another 30 minutes in the last phase. I thought I will club together these two events. So I sincerely apologize the inconvenience caused to Dr. Deepak V. Haldipur. I didn't mean it. So all that I was aiming at, by 4:45 we have to complete this. So the thing, combining this charitable compassion with the corporatization, we, Ramakrishna Mission also, we do in a very humble way. It's a drop in the ocean. We have some 14 general hospitals, some 600-bedded hospital in Seva Pratishthan, Calcutta, Lucknow, a super specialty hospital. We also find it extremely challenging. It's not an easy task at all, easier said than done, combining philanthropy with professionalism, maintaining high standards of patient care. So you all authorities in your field, Dr. Prashant, Dr. Deepak, Dr. Balsubramaniam, Dr. Haripriya ji, and Dr. Prakash, you all spoke so beautifully. Swami Vivekananda said the problems are immense and very complex. You have to work out the details. And he said, my faith is in all of you, and you will work out these problems which are so vast, complex, complicated. You will work out these problems like lions. And as everybody knows, it is basic humanity. I just want to conclude this. These details you will work out, how to strike a balance between these two things, compassion, this virtue of compassion, and professionalism, corporatization. You need money. As I said, we ourselves face a lot of challenges as monks running. We are not professionals, we are not trained in that way, we are in the hospital administration and all. But the only thing is sincerity. Yes, I have to do my work sincerely, being free from all kinds of corruption and selfishness. Basically we are human beings, means the genes are selfish, but we have to evolve. And as Swami Vivekananda said, spirituality means our true nature. We will be able to overcome these problems. The problems remain. It's like a dog's curly tail. Problems, they change their character, but we need to keep optimistic, positive, hopeful. And Sri Ramakrishna says, by the grace of God, everything becomes possible. It's a great, if God wishes, Tena vina trinadapi nachalat. Without God's grace, even a blade of grass cannot work. So health will come, wealth will come, prosperity will come, everything that is glorious and great and majestic will come when we realize our true potential as infinite beings, as one with this existence, as we are one with this cosmos. We are not separate. We are not isolated fragments, islands floating in this vast ocean. So this basic divinity, that strength, that faith in ourselves is, I'll be able to do this. I'll be able to overcome all challenges. Challenges will be there, but by God's grace, I'll become better and better, stronger and stronger, more and more efficient in every way. What does spiritual science teach us? It gives us self-confidence. I am capable of overcoming all challenges because man lives, our life is in the mind. Everything depends on the mind. So human mind is so delicate. It is a very powerful instrument. If we fill our thoughts with positivity, that I am bubbling with self-confidence, with enthusiasm, I'll be able to face any challenge that may crop up. I'll be able to overcome them. I'll be able to give my best. And whatever we do, it's a drop in the ocean. Keeping this, I'm an insignificant creature in this world, but I will do my best. So at the end of the day, you will have that fulfillment. And when the time comes to quit this world, we'll be able to live this world happily, having accomplished something that is remarkable and really significant. So you're all, as I always said, as I always iterated, that you're doing wonderful work. And with this spiritual science, this science means all the power, all the wisdom, blessings, intelligence, brilliance I need is within me. I have to manifest it. So Vivekananda said, gave us a formula: purity, free from all corruption, selfishness, purity, to the extent possible. The purer we are, the more powerful, the more efficient our work will be. And second thing is patience. Infinite patience is required. Shirdi Baba always said the secret of life is Shraddha and Saburi. Shraddha means faith in myself, and Saburi is infinite patience and perseverance. So with these three virtues, purity, patience and perseverance, above all, as Dr. Subramanian said, it is prema, love for my profession, love for my people, love for my country, love for the whole world. That is why in our scriptures it is said, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhag Bhavet, Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu. He Bhagavanta, Jagadagala, Ellarigu Olitagali, Ellarigu Shubhavagali. The more Vivekananda says, he was a great scientist. He says in Raja Yoga, when we pray, these are his original words. If we pray, let all beings be happy, let all beings be peaceful, let all beings be blissful. The more we pray for others, the stronger, the more secure, the better we feel ourselves. And Holy Mother Sharda Devi puts it so beautifully. Jar ache she mapo, jar nei she japo. Means if we have resources, I will share it with others. If I don't have resources, if I don't have financial, human resources, other resources, I'll pray sincerely. This praying means it is a tremendous power. Dr. Alexis Carrel was a Nobel laureate. He won Nobel Prize for his pioneering work on vascular surgery. Man the Unknown is his classic. He said, as a physician, as a surgeon, I have seen men lifted out of suffering, melancholy, depression, suffering by the serene effort of prayer. Prayer is the most powerful form of energy one can generate. It is as real as terrestrial gravity. It is self-luminous like radium. What is the physiology of prayer? What happens when we pray? When we pray, when we talk to God, when we converse with God, when we lay bare our problems to Him. God is our father and mother. This is what I am facing. These are the challenges. These are the difficulties I am facing. Lord, please show me the way. Please give me strength to overcome these apparently insurmountable challenges. So he says, when we pray, we link ourselves with that inexhaustible Supreme Spirit which spins this universe. Albert Einstein, one of the greatest minds, he said, my religion consists in a humble admiration of the illimitable Supreme Spirit which reveals itself in the slight details that we are able to perceive with our frail and puerile minds. That deeply emotional conviction of the presence of a higher power forms my idea of God. So there is a higher power working in this universe. If we attune ourselves to that power, if we link ourselves to that power, these problems, these moral, ethical problems, dilemmas get resolved. And I'm extremely happy, thankful to all of you for this patient hearing.
Thank you. Thank you all the panelists here for your views. To sum up, as it was said by Dr. Hardipur and Dr. Balasubramaniam, compassion is an innate property of human being, just not doctors or any other profession. Every human being will come with the innate property of compassion. And if he decides to show compassion in his whatever profession, it can be shown. So whether it is a government or a corporate or a charitable or a spiritual, whichever is the organization, compassion does not stop there. It can be everywhere. I just wanted to give one small example, my personal example. When I was a postgraduate student in Mysore Medical College in 1992, I've seen a cardiologist from one of the corporate hospitals from Bangalore creating a mobile cath lab using a 30 feet long truck and taking it to all the 4 government medical colleges, Mysore, Bellary, Hubli and Bangalore, placing it there for weeks together and doing angioplasty there and shifting the patient to the ICU of that medical college hospital. So that thing I have seen with my own eyes, and the story behind that is, his son was studying in one of the schools in Bangalore, and he find one of the young friend or a teacher suddenly dying of a cardiac arrest in the school premises. When the son went to his father, who is a cardiologist, and told, why this is happening, can't we prevent this? That time hardly we had 2 to 3 cath labs in Bangalore. This is in 1990s. So immediately he come out with this plan of mobile cath lab, spending lakhs of rupees that time, taking a huge loan from the banks. But again, our professional brethren didn't support him. They opposed him, and that project did not run, and people couldn't get a lot of help from that. And he became a defaulter, and finally he was arrested because of the financial default to the banks. So here, compassion is there, definitely there, but compassion was not there from the other side, the brethren. If they had supported him, definitely that would have benefited a lot of patients. Even today there are good corporate hospitals where they do free surgeries, cardiac surgeries, from patients coming from poorer countries, and they mobilize the fund from their corporate social resources, using their medico-social workers. So still compassion is there everywhere. And there in the corner of Pavagada, a backward district, a PHC doctor manages his PHC so well, not complaining about no supplies from the government, there is corruption, but still he takes interest in getting all the projects and all the available funds, and also some donation from nearby industrialist, and run a good PHC. So that is compassion. So there is nothing corporate or government, it is the mindset of the doctor and the human being. Thank you very much.
I thank most revered Swamiji and all the panelists and moderator for their insightful discussion on the topic. I now request Dr. Ram, Technical Director, Jiva Raksha Trust, to deliver vote of thanks.
Ellarigu namaskara. Good afternoon, good evening to everybody. To my fellow Shatamaris and Sahasramaris, as Swami Nityanandaji quite rightly put, this is a real honor and privilege to be here to do the most wonderful task of thanking the elite panelists and the speakers of today. I would like to start thanking Swamiji Nityanandaji Maharaj. By using the word Shatamari and Sahasramari, he put our ego to the place where it belongs and showed us and proved to us that kind words, a compassionate touch, keen observation with humanity makes us more human as physicians and healers. Swamiji Satyeshanandaji, with two powerful insights of being a spiritual leader as well as a human being, a doctor who has served thousands of, maybe even lakhs of needy, sharing with us the insights of his struggles when he started as a young doctor, the inspiration that he received from Sri Ranganathanji Maharaj, and also telling us the power of prayer when things look really down. When you lose your perspective, the power of mantra, the power of prayer in bringing hope back. I am not a spiritual expert. I can only talk in simple language. So Swamiji said, if you can be in touch with your divine spark beyond your physical and mental manifestations, so if you are in touch with your Atman, you can be a superhero like a Batman. Hope that makes sense. That is what I understood, because we are mere human beings with our frailties. To go past that, as Swamiji Vivekananda also advised and guided us, you really need to tap into that infinite source of power. And Dr. Balasubramania touched on one of the easiest way to plug in, which is using prema. So having that compassionate love, us being them and them being us, that connects us to the eternal truth and the infinite power. Thank you so much for the panelists. Dr. Prashant, giving us an insight into the struggles of a compassionate doctor in a fast-changing world with different challenges. Dr. Haripriya giving us an insight about the younger generation and how they have different perspectives and how they struggle to establish themselves as clinicians and human beings. Dr. Prakash keeping the panel together and giving us a balanced insight about opinions and experiences and his own personal experience. And Swamiji at the end to show us what patience means, to show us what forgiveness means, and to show us how to eliminate ego and still be apologetic for an unintended disruption in the agenda. All these examples have taught us that the individuals sitting on this panel, as well as Swami Nityanandaji Maharaj, practice what they preach. I hope that all of us also have the courage to practice on a daily basis what has been taught and preached today. And pranams in front of the three giants who gave us this opportunity and this space to share these ideas. Thank you so much. Yes. Who is giving? Who is giving? A gratitude of appreciation for Swamiji Satyeshanandaji. A token of appreciation to Dr. N.R. Prashant. Thank you, Dr. Prakash, for coordinating and leading an illuminated discussion. Thank you, Dr. Haripriya, for giving us insights about the younger generation and experience. And last but not the least, Dr. M.A. Balasubramania, thank you for your life and service to humanity and the inspiration you provide us.
ಸಾರಿ ಟು ಬಟನ್. ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಸುಮಾರು ಜನ ಪರಿಚಯ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಆದರೆ ಖಂಡಿತ ಈಗಂತೂ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಪರಹಿತಾನಂದಜಿ, ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರು ರಾಮಕೃಷ್ಣ ಶಾರದಾ ಆಶ್ರಮ ಪೊನ್ನಂಪೇಟೆ, ಅವರು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಯಾತಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ಅವರು ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ನೇರವಾಗಿ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಕಿಶೋರ್ ಮೂರ್ತಿ ಮತ್ತು ಅವರ ಸಂಘಟನೆಯ ಜೊತೆ ವಾಪಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ಈ ವರ್ಷ ಸೆಂಟಿನರಿ ಸೆಲೆಬ್ರೇಷನ್ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ, ರಾಮಕೃಷ್ಣ ಆಶ್ರಮ ಪೊನ್ನಂಪೇಟೆದು. ಅದರ ಪ್ರಯುಕ್ತ ಒಂದು 100 ಹಾಸಿಗೆಗಳ ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆಯನ್ನು ಕಟ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟ್ಲ್ ಇದೆ, ಚಿಕ್ಕದಾಗಿದೆ. ಅದಲ್ಲದೆ ನ್ಯಾಚುರೋಪತಿ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟ್ಲ್ ಇದೆ, ಅದು ನಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಈಗ ಸೆಂಟಿನರಿ ಸೆಲೆಬ್ರೇಷನ್ನ ಪ್ರಯುಕ್ತ ಒಂದು 100 ಬೆಡ್ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಜನರ ಸಹಕಾರದಿಂದ ಅದು ಬೆಳೆದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರಾಮಕೃಷ್ಣ ಆಶ್ರಮದ ಪ್ರತೀತಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಗುರು ಹೋಲಿ ಟ್ರೀ ಅವರ ಆಶೀರ್ವಾದ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅದು ಖಂಡಿತ ಅದರ ಅಸ್ತಿತ್ವಕ್ಕೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸಂದೇಹನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥವರು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಗಳು. ಸೊ ಯಾರ್ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಸೇವೆ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಉತ್ಸಾಹ ಇದೆಯೋ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಕಡಾಖಂಡಿತವಾಗಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಆಮಂತ್ರಣ ನೀಡಲಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಯಾರು ಬೇಕಾದರೂ ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದು. ಒಂದಂತೂ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಟ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಟಾರ್ಗೆಟ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡೋದು ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಕೇರ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಆದರೆ ಆಶ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಟಾರ್ಗೆಟ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡೋದು ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಕೇರ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ. ಬಹುಶಃ ಅಲ್ಲೊಂದೇ ಕಡೆ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಟ್ಸ್ನವರು ಕಂಪ್ಯಾಷನ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿಗಿಂತ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿಗೂ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಮಾನ್ಯತೆಯನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ಬಹುಶಃ ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
ಈಗ ಮಂಗಲ, ಇದರೊಂದಿಗೆ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಮುಗಿಸೋಣ. ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ನಂತರ ಇದೇ ಸಭಾಂಗಣದ ಹಿಂಭಾಗ ಕಾಫಿಯ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಲಾಗಿದೆ. ಓಂ ಪ್ರಿಯತಾಂ ಪುಂಡರೀಕಾಕ್ಷಃ ಸರ್ವಯಜ್ಞೇಶ್ವರೋ ಹರಿಃ ತಸ್ಮಿನ್ ಸ್ತುಷ್ಟೇ ಜಗತ್ತುಷ್ಟಂ ಪ್ರೀಣಿತೆ ಪ್ರೀಣಿತಂ ಜಗತ್. ಹರಿಃ ಓಂ ತತ್ಸತ್. ಶ್ರೀರಾಮಕೃಷ್ಣಾರ್ಪಣಮಸ್ತು. ಜೈ ಶ್ರೀ ಭಗವಾನ್ ಶ್ರೀರಾಮಕೃಷ್ಣ ಪರಮಹಂಸ ದೇವ ಕೀ ಜೈ. ಜೈ ಶ್ರೀ ಶಾರದಾ ಮಾಯಿ ಕೀ ಜೈ. ಜೈ ಶ್ರೀಮತ್ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ವಿವೇಕಾನಂದ ಜಿ ಮಹಾರಾಜ್ ಜಿ ಕೀ ಜೈ. ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.